Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Comic Realm with Tiffany. And today's episode, we'll be talking about Marvel, Avengers Endgame, Black Widow. We'll even talk about scary stories to tell in the dark, and also read some of their stories within those books. And we'll talk about the trailer as well, and other news to come, and also your favorite comic book reviews. So stay tuned. What's up, everyone? I hope everyone's having a great weekend. I've been kind of busy. I just started a new job, so I've been doing a bunch of training, which is going to be lasting about 3 weeks. We're on the second week now, so I've been processing a lot in my mind and also keeping up with the news and also with comic books as much as I can that I could cram into this brain of mine. And I'm also enjoying the gloomy weather. It's been a little chilly out lately, and it's been on and off rains, which is like my preferred weather. But I know some of you guys are not enjoying this weather. I mean, you love your California hot heat waves and sun and whatnot and going to the beach. But this week, I guess you'll be staying in tonight and keeping cozy with your fellow loves or your lovers, your pets, just all that stuff, all that goodness and whatnot. Even though this week is Valentine's Day, so I hope you guys got all your candies, your goodies all ready for that day and your dates and whatnot. But I'll be settling back with some good comic books on my side, so that will be my Valentine's Day date, and it's not going to be too bad because you know what? It's going to be like a pajama night for me, which I enjoy the most. But anyways, let's get into some news. All right, first on the news. It's been out there on the internet for a while, but I do want to cover this anyways. Black Widow, is rumored to be rated R, so that's going to be pretty awesome. And I wonder what kind of stories they're going to, bring us. But there has been a synopsis floating around the internet, so let's get into it. On Production Weekend, it's like a website called Production Weekend, I think. I think I misspelled that. Oh, Production Weekly. Damn you, autocorrect. But anyways, it has been reported that Marvel's Black Widow production has been pushed back to mid-year. They have not released as to why they have pushed production to start, but it could be the reason of Avengers Endgame and with all the press release and whatnot that they have to do with the touring and all that. I think that's the reason why, because, Black Widow, the actress Scarlett Johansson has to be part of that stuff. But other than that, it's going to be pushed back mid-year. If you haven't heard about the production synopsis, well, now you can hear it here. And it was posted last year in Production Weekly if you haven't heard. But it's not official, but here it is. At birth, the Black Widow, aka Natasha Romanoff, is given to the KGB, which grooms her to become its ultimate operative, kick-ass assassin and whatnot. When the USSR breaks up, the government tries to kill her as the action movies to present day. New York, where she is a freelance operative, the standalone film will find Romanoff living in the United States 15 years after the fall of the Soviet Union. Black Widow might be, I don't know, who knows? It hasn't been official. Hit theaters 2020. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, we're gonna finally have that, full on background of her. I mean, I know it's been it's huge, late in the game, finally giving her own standalone film and also giving the background to her. I mean, we only got a little here and there in the Avengers Ultron, which was pretty interesting, and it was pretty dark too. But this is going to be interesting, and it's going to be possibly rated R. I hope it's rated R because I want to see some girl kick ass and be as bloody and whatnot, and killing and all those cool stuff. But yes, so 2020 we might get this film. Not sure yet. It's not for sure since it has been pushed back to mid-year. If you guys have watched the Super Bowl commercials, which I do, and the Super Bowl this year was pretty whack, really boring, the most boring game ever, I think. But I only watched it because we were having a commercial like bingo, so like that was more fun than at the actual game. But thank you for my brother for hosting the Super Bowl party and at his house. It was really fun. And well, I'm sure you've seen the commercials. I mean, the previews and the trailers that have come out from that day. And you can also, check it out on your YouTube and whatnot. But, we saw like a little snippet teaser of the Avengers Endgame, which was pretty awesome because in the beginning it shows a black and white red intro, and it showed all the characters that had died from the snap. That was it was really sad. And then it just shows them, what they're doing now. It looks like, Captain America's in like those little rehab groups where they talk about their problems. It looked like that. But, it just shows what people are doing. And Natasha Romanoff looks like she's like, still training, trying to be a better fighter in case, it's not the end of Thanos and they want to get their revenge. So you could see that they're preparing and whatnot. And so like you only get a few snippets of the characters. It was really interesting and it was awesome as well. And I cannot wait for that movie to come out. And it's just like, oh, and they weren't going to give you as much to the releases of these trailers because they said, I believe the Russo brothers tweeted that they only going to give like only the first 20 minutes of sneak peeks from the movie. So, and it's gonna be a 3-hour movie, so it's 20 minutes are probably like, it's not gonna give us much. It's just gonna give us the characters that we want to see and what are they doing, but not as much as we know what's going on. So they did a really awesome job, and I can't wait. And let me see. They also showed the Captain Marvel, which was pretty cool. I mean, there have been a couple of trailers out. I mean, there's one that she was fighting a Skrull and she's like, he growls, yells at her and she does it back and kicks her ass. And it's pretty awesome. And she's like, towards the end of the trailer, she's all like, I'm tired of you telling me what to do. So you could tell like she's going to kick ass. And I can't wait for like, the scene that connects to with Avengers Endgame and how she's going to go into that movie, that extra bonus footage or end scene that they do, credit scene. And, I'm very pumped. And I hope, I've been hearing like, negative things about it because she's, Brie Larson is a really good actress. If you haven't seen The Room, go see it. She's been in comedy like Trainwreck. She was in Scott Pilgrim. She's done a lot of little, like, not like huge, huge like not acting, but like her parts. They are like one of the main characters, but they're like kind of small. But The Room was pretty amazing. But she's done like a pretty awesome job, and I'm sure we're gonna be given like a really good story from her. And Marvel doesn't want to give you too much, so they're just gonna give you like here and there. A lot of people don't think that she's like very like, I guess, vocally as they want to hear her, but not everyone's gonna be satisfied. I think she's gonna do a kick-ass job. But anyways, let's go on to other things. I have like so much notes I want to cover here, so let's get into let's get into The Walking Dead, shall we? I haven't been keeping up with the TV series. I have it recording, so wait until that season, the last season right now, is finished. I'm gonna binge watch it. I'm just tired of like waiting, for the next week, and it just gets me like, anxiety a bit. So right now I'm like kind of waiting until like my DVR fills up, all the episodes of the season, and then I'll just go watch them. But I've been hearing a lot of good things, and also my friend Dan, he plays Luke, go ahead and support him because he's in the show as well, which is awesome because I'm like, I know him. And he's in Walking Dead, a comic book. Pretty awesome. But anyways, The Walking Dead, Dana Guerrera's exit is confirmed. One of the favorite characters in Walking Dead, Michonne, has only signed on for Walking Dead Season 10. Her character will likely be spread out through the season. So we're going to get here and there, like her story and whatnot. So she's not going to be fully on in the season. But pull those tears back, okay? This won't be the final end of Michonne. We'll most likely be seeing her in the upcoming 3 Walking Dead movies that AMC is planning to do with Andrew Lincoln, which is going to be pretty interesting because a lot of people think Andrew Lincoln's character is like dead, but really they didn't really show him that he's dead. Apparently he's like lost somewhere or hidden, and they have not found him yet, so he's not confirmed dead, his character. So he's going to be coming back, and who knows what these 3 movies are going to happen. I mean, it's pretty wild that they're coming up with 3 Walking Dead movies. I mean, are these going to be movie featured through AMC, Netflix, Hulu? Well, Netflix would probably get because they have the contract. But anyways, this is going to be interesting. 3 movies that we're going to get from Walking Dead. Am I right? It's pretty crazy. But I know right now they're giving the intros of the Whisperers right now. So let's see what's going to happen and what's going to happen to Michonne and why she's not going to be so much around in season 10 and where her character is going to go. Because sometimes they follow the comics and sometimes they don't. They put in their own little ideas and magic in there. Anyways, on to the next news. Power Rangers movie. They made one with Saban Films and whatnot, but since Hasbro has taken over Power Rangers, Hasbro's in talks with Paramount Pictures for a possible new movie. I don't know if it's going to be a sequel to the latest one that came out, I believe 2017, I thought the movie was great. Not that people think it was a great movie, but I loved it because it was as cheesy as what I grew up with the TV show and the original movie from the 90s. So I liked all of that, and it's pretty awesome because, I don't know, I guess for me, knowing all the little stuff that in the movie, and then kids are like, oh, what's that? Who's that? And blah, blah, blah. It's like, I grew up with that, and now these kids are watching it, and you just see the new generations coming on because Power Rangers has not stopped. They keep coming with new series, new characters, new Power Rangers. So it's pretty awesome that keeps going, and now they're bringing them back into screen. So we're not sure what's going to happen, if it's going to be a reboot or a sequel. So they're in talks right now. We'll figure out what's going to happen next. We have to wait. Last week, some sad news happened. A beloved raccoon has passed away. Oreo the raccoon passed away Thursday, February 7th. Who's Oreo the raccoon? Well, he's the main, the vision of Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy. He is the one that they base, his features, the way he looks and whatnot from this raccoon. So may rest in peace, little guy. He will be missed. Oh, and they're going to do another reboot's coming. There's going to be a reboot of Child's Play. It's happened, I guess from what I've seen from the trailer, it looks like he's a little bit high tech. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think because they showed the boy who Chucky wants to, take his soul and whatnot and switch souls with him. Anyways, and, take over his body and whatnot. But it looks like, I guess the dolls scan their person, their playmate, because it shows the kid, I forgot the boy's name, but anyways, it's his face and his body's scanned from this weird laser, and I don't know if it's coming from the doll, so who knows, they're gonna do some little upgrades with Chucky, and he's not just gonna be like, hi, I'm Chucky, wanna play? And well, the trailer looks pretty good. It's just the same concept as the first original Child's Play, but it's very interesting because Aubrey Plaza is going to play the mother, and that's different because she mostly does comedy, and really serious, sarcastic kind of characters, but she does a really good job in Legion. So to see Aubrey Plaza as a motherly person, it's gonna be shocking. I mean, we only see her as a mother in Parks and Rec, but it's only seconds, when she's giving birth, and she's not really like with the kids, but she's Aubrey Plaza. But anyways, the Good Guy Dolls, who knows what's gonna happen. I mean, I know like the kid's name Andy just clicked in my head, but the kid who plays Andy, he seems to be older than what the original kid from the 80s is, because the original kid, he looks like he's 5, and the one Andy now in this remake or reboot, whatever, he's a little older. He looks like he's like at least 10 and up. I'm not sure what a 10-year-old really looks like, but I think he's like 10 and up. So I don't know. I mean, I thought it'd be way cooler if they kept, the same age as the little kid, starting really young. But, parents these days, they don't want their kids to be shown all that shit. But it is a movie, and if your kid sees a scary movie or whatnot, you need to explain to them this shit, They're bound to see it, whether you like it or not. I mean, there's a cell phone, there's laptops, there's iPads, tablets, where they can reach, and, just like that kid from Knocked Up. Oh, I Googled murder. But, what can you do? Next on news, there's a terrible rumor going around. Robert Pattinson to be cast, or is looked upon to be cast as the next Batman, the younger version, for the Matt Reeves The Batman. And I don't like it. I don't think nobody likes it. No one wants no fucking Twilight sparkly vampire playing Batman. And he doesn't have the features. He doesn't have the look. I don't know. They should really find like a really unknown to play Batman, or find someone like way better actor. I don't know. He can't. He's always gonna be that Twilight vampire sparkly dude who looks like he's constipated most of the time. But yeah, it's a terrible rumor. I hope that rumor is a lie. Just a rumor. Just stay a rumor and don't be true, Please, or else you're gonna break a lot of hearts out there, and there's gonna be riots. They will be riots. But anyways, he is not Batman. Let's get into. Okay, I got really excited when I saw this trailer on the Super Bowl commercials, and it's the scary stories to tell in the dark, and oh my god, I grew up with that book. It was like from elementary school. It was in the Scholastics paper, and then you found it in your little school library and whatnot, or regular public library. And I knew it was like the it book. Every kid in my grade, my age, I graduated in 06 from high school, so you do the math. But anyways, every kid that I knew in my class had this book, and we all read it. Teachers read it to us sometimes for, those show and tells or reading time, whatnot. But it was the most creepiest, scariest book. Scared the shit out of me. And, because it was such a popular book, you had to read it so you could talk to your friends about it, and you, have your sleepovers and camping and whatnot, and you, read these stories and freak each other out. I mean, it was the number one book growing up. It was written by Alvin Schwartz and illustrated by Stephen Gamble. And Stephen Gamble, you did a great job, because those were some fucked up, creepy ass drawings, and they still are today. Just black and white, simple pencil drawings, and just looking at those. Sometimes I'm still to this day kind of scared to look at those images, especially the one with the red spot, the spider one. Freaks me out. But anyways, during the Super Bowl, they showed these little teaser trailers of the scary stories to tell in the dark. And you have the one where this girl has this real big pimple on her face, and there's something sticking out and it moves, and just all these other things, oh my god, they're bringing it to life. It's gonna be in the movies. I'm gonna see it visually now, not through my mind, and my imagination goes wild about it, but which was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a 3-series children's horror book book series. And the books were released, let's see, the first book was called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That was released 1981. The second one, More Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, 1984. And then the third one, Scary Stories 3, More Tales to Chill Your Bones, 1991. I need to rebuy these books. They're freaking amazing. They're freaking creepy and crazy. And like, the guy who wrote it, Schwartz, drew heavily from the folklore and urban legends as to the topics of these stories, so which make them so great. And he did so much research, and it took him a year for each book. So he put his heart and soul in it. Like, really, he did a good job. And you know, some of these stories can be referenced in like random cartoons. Like, I'll read one of them, but I'll tell you after I read this story. But let me read you, I don't know, should I do one story or two? Let me do one of them and see how it goes. And, you know, maybe you guys have a kick out of it, you know? Because I am. And it's going to be awesome. Let's start off with the story called The Hook. Let me put on some creepy music for you to enjoy. Let me see. Sorry, bear with me. Gotta lower this so you can hear me. So I could just play in the background. And hello. Okay. All right. Okay, this one's called The Hook. One summer night, a teenage boy was going out on a date with his new girlfriend. He picked her up at her house and they drove out to the edge of town. They parked the car in a secluded spot that was a well-known lover's lane. As they gazed out at the lights of the town, the boy put his arm around the girl and switched on the car radio so they could listen to some romantic music. He leaned over and the young couple began kissing and cuddling. Just as they were getting into the mood, the music suddenly stopped. A newsreader's voice came on the radio. This is an emergency announcement. Earlier tonight, a crazed murderer escaped from the state mental asylum. Police are warning citizens to be on their guard since the patient is considered armed and dangerous. The insane killer is named the Hook Man, because after he lost his right hand in an accident, it was replaced with a steel hook. Everyone in the area should be on lookout for a man fitting this description. If you see anything suspicious, you should report it to the police immediately. The girl became frightened and asked to be taken home. She knew that the state insane asylum was not far from the lover's lane. She was worried that the remote area where they were parked was the perfect spot for a deranged madman to lurk. The boy was feeling brave and assured his girlfriend that they were perfectly safe. He locked all the car doors, then tried to kiss her again. The girl became frantic and pushed him away, insisting that they leave immediately. In a huff, the boy slammed the car into gear and spun its wheels as he pulled out of the parking space. On the way back to town, they both calmed down, but the girl still held on tightly to her boyfriend. When they pulled up outside the girl's house, the boy got out of the car and walked around to open the door for his girlfriend. For a long time, he just stood there, staring at the door. At first, the girl couldn't figure it out what was wrong. Then she realized that her door was still locked. She smiled and unlocked it. Still, the boy just stood there. The girl was puzzled and rolled down her window. Then she saw that the boy was staring down at the door handle. Slowly, she looked down herself and began to scream uncontrollably. There, hanging from the door handle, was a bloody stainless steel hook. Now, wasn't that crazy? A freaking child is reading this. But anyways, they do kind of make a little reference. Well, they make a huge reference in one of the cartoons I loved. I belovedly loved. It was called Daria. And there's this episode where they do talk about all these urban myths when they're trying to like find Quinn because her car gets stuck or whatever, but they go and try to find her and like through this neighborhood, and it's a bunch of random shit that's happening in this neighborhood. And it was like the one with like the history teacher, instead of a hook, he has like a a metal jaw, or no, he has metal teeth because he like lost his teeth and whatnot. So they replaced the hook with the teeth instead. It's pretty cool, like little story and one of the many urban myths that you hear. But that was pretty crazy. Should I do another one? Okay, let me do another one. This one you've seen in the commercial. It's called the Red Spot, and it's the one with the girl who has like a big ass zit on her face, and then like this weird hair that's coming out and it moves. That's the teaser. That's the one of the teaser trailers that's gonna be in the movie. So let's go ahead and start that. It's called the Red Spot. One night, a young girl was sleeping in her bed when a spider crawled across her face. It stopped for a few minutes on her left cheek, then it went on its way. When she woke up the next morning and looked in the mirror, she noticed a red spot on her cheek. "What's this?" she asked for her mother. "It looks like a spider bite," her mother replied. "It will go away, just don't scratch it." Soon the small red spot grew into a big red boil. "Look at it now," the girl said. "It's getting bigger." That sometimes happens," her mother said. "It's coming to a head." In a few days, the red spot was even larger. "Look at it now," the girl said. "It hurts so much and it makes me look so ugly." "We'll have the doctor look at it," her mom said. "Maybe it's infected." But the doctor couldn't see the girl until the next day. That night, she decided to take a nice, relaxing bath. As she lay soaking in the warm water, the boil suddenly burst. Out poured a swarm of tiny spiders from the eggs their mother had laid in her cheek. I mean, that one wasn't as scary as the first one, but it's fucking disgusting and like that's like every kid's nightmare that were to like happen, because people like get freaked out when there's a cockroach in their ear, or maybe it's possible maybe a spider could lay an egg in your ear and then you just all of a sudden it hatches and all these millions of spiders come out. But this story like really freaked me out too, because it's like I don't want a spider to like bite me in the face, because then it's gonna lay its eggs in there and then all of a sudden all these millions of spiders crawling out of your face. Ugh. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the movie and what stories they're gonna bring in, because that's like your childhood little nightmare and it's coming true. I'm pretty excited that they picked that up, because Hollywood's been really like running out of ideas to make movies. It's like, go to the fucking library and find a good story and make a movie out of that. But anyways, it's pretty awesome. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too, and I hope you enjoyed my little reading circle with scary stories to tell in the dark. But let's get into finally the comic book reviews.
Let's do it.
I just love that song. Reminds me of Uncle Buck. But anyways, get into some comic book reviews. First one, Blackbird #5, written by Sam Humphries, the art by Jen Bartel. So Nina, she kind of caught this Paragon building, put into fire, into flames, and destroyed it. So cuts to into that. And she realizes that she has grabbed a bunch of little jewels, little jewels, and all those jewels contain some kind of power. So she's all sweet. And her cat's all like, oh, you could use them, whatever power they are. And her sister, that she's been looking for so long, since this comic started pretty much, Marissa comes and is like telling her, what the hell are you doing? You're fucking everything up, And Nina is all like so confused on what's going on. She's like, you're alive? You know how much shit you put like you put on me. I'm like afraid. I'm upset and everything. I'm trying to get you back to me, and yet now that I see that you're also a paragon, you and mom are in this. What the hell? Why are you guys leaving me out? Apparently there's some tall, like big secret. And so they get in a freaking battle, and she tries to use one of the jewels, and one of her spells that she casts, like all these little cats come out, and Marissa laughs like, really? This? See, you don't even know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You're just like throwing powers here and there. What were you gonna give me cats? Great. But then she's like gets so angry and gets so empowered that she makes these cats into giant tigers, lions, and whatnot, and they begin to attack her sister. So they get in this big fight, and then all of a sudden they draw a crowd, and everyone sees what they're doing, and some of them are like, oh, that's true, they're paragons and whatnot, there's magic out there. So they escape. Nina goes to this I think it's the Union Station, train station. And then she runs into Clint, and Clint's all like, hey, it's like, I'm here to help you, I'm on your side. So he takes her to his home. Well, actually, before that, skip you. But she's like, why should I trust you? Like, everything seems like everyone's just lying to me, Who the hell are you? And he's all like, all right, no magic. This is who I really look like. And like half of his face is all burned up, all scarred and everything. And she's like, how the hell you get that? Like, learning to train to be a paragon and whatnot, and these powers. And so like, she opens herself up, and like, she starts giving her trust back to Clint. So Clint takes her to her dad, and her dad gives her the option of whether to be a paragon or not. And she's like, hell yeah, I've been waiting for this all my life. This is all I want to do. I've done so much research as a kid. And then they talk about her cat. Like, I guess this cat had like this weird creature in it. The little cat's like pretty much her guardian angel type. So they take out this weird, like, disgusting little, I don't know, bug or whatever creature that's living inside this cat, and what the creature does just spills out lies to Nina. So they destroy it, and the cats are like, oh, I've been wanting to tell you all this. Whatever you want me to tell you, I'll tell you. She's like, the earthquake, what the heck? And she's like, the reason why your mom or your sister didn't tell you the truth is that night of the earthquake you actually died. Now, I don't know how they didn't really explain how, like, she came back or anything, or how they brought her back, but maybe it's the magical tiger or whatnot. So she hears all about the real truth of her and whatnot, and she wasn't, like, going crazy. And so, like, she chooses to be finally trained as a paragon, and that's where it pretty much leaves off. It's really good. The art's amazing. Jen Bartel does an amazing job, and you should really follow her on the Instagram. And her work is so beautiful, so colorful. It's just amazing. Next comic book. Oh, and that one's from Image, so go ahead and check that out. My next one is also an Image comic. It's Criminal number 1 and 2, done by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Brubaker has been kicking ass lately. I mean, ever since I finished Killed or Be Killed, like, I've been wanting to find another series like that. So if you're looking for something like that, this one's pretty cool because it has a bunch of different characters you're going to hear and different stories. So we'll see what happens for the ends of this. And, Ed Brubaker doesn't fail you. And he's such a great writer. But anyways, we follow in the first number 1, Tommy Patterson and Leo. What happened is his son Leo goes to this old man's house and pretends that he's like his grandfather, grandson of this old man, but really he's trying to, like, steal shit from him, from this giant diamond necklace that this guy has. And the old guy is really old, and he thinks, oh, is that my grandson? And then he's kind of paranoid as well, and he tries to, like, he chokes him out, this supposed grandson Leo, but he kills him. Well, he doesn't kill him. He, like, hits him, makes him pass out. But the background of that old man is he used to be a fighter in Japan. It was pretty awesome. So he's, like, I guess known for something because he uses that jewelry to bail out his dad, Tommy Patterson. And then Tommy tells Leo's like, where did you get this kind of money? He tells him the story, and he's like, fuck, now I have to go like fix your damn mistake. So he's trying to like make ends meet, and he has to go pay this guy, I think it's like over $2,000. So he has to make like that money within a couple of days. So it's a really interesting story, and you should pick it up. And Criminal Number 2, it follows this guy, this comic book artist, Archie Lewis. He's been known as a nightmare to work with because, he's very like into himself when he thinks like his shit don't stink. And also like everyone confronts him like, oh yeah, he stole like, people's art and whatnot, he used it as his, and he literally denies it. But this one guy from another comic book artist or whatnot, because they're at like a Comic-Con, so they're at this bar where all the comic artists go and hang out and get a few drinks and whatnot and party. But one of this artist guys goes into the restroom, and Archie Lewis goes in there, and he's also being chaperoned by one of his old assistants who's like has to take him here and there because he's getting a lifetime achievement award, so he's like forced to help his old like boss. So he follows Archie Lewis and this guy into the restroom, and Archie Lewis has a fucking gun to his face because this guy apparently stole his artwork and he used it, and it's like, dude, you did the same thing, so like what the fuck. So he gets so angry that his assistant gets kind of in the way of it, but then the gun went off and like he shoots off his nose or something. But it's pretty crazy. And like he's been known as an asshole, and he has like a distant daughter and whatnot. It's really like interesting, and like the way Ed Brubaker writes these stories is pretty awesome because you get the silent commentary from one character's mind of what they're thinking, and then you watch, like, read all the conversation, all what's going on in the panel. So it's really good. Pick it up. Criminal Number 1 and Criminal Number 2. Number 2 just came out this week, so go ahead and pick that up. It's an Image comic. My next one is another Image comic, and oh boy, our favorite guy Kevin Smith has written a comic book, and it's Hit Girl: The Golden Rage of Hollywood Part 1: The Silent Era. When I somewhat read this, I say somewhat because most of this comic is silent, and it's pretty awesome. And I feel like it's pretty much kind of this idea of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, because what happens is it follows like these kids at school, and these two kids go into the school and start shooting people. So there's a shootout and whatnot. Hit Girl goes in, kills them and whatnot, gets her fucking samurai sword and, cuts this guy's head in half and whatnot. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty brutal. But they're in the library, and she sees this kid with this book called Hit Girl, and then that she didn't know someone wrote a book about, and it's like all like the criminals and whatnot that she's fought and blah blah blah. And then she looks up online to find out more about this book. She finds out later that Hollywood's making a movie out of her, so she's like, what the hell? So she makes her journey to Hollywood to see like what's up. So it's kind of like Jay and Silent Bob. They find out their comic book is now made into a movie, and they're like, what the hell? We don't want that shit to happen and whatnot. So it's like kind of the same premises, but the whole like comic book is like, it has like no words, nothing to read. You're just going through the art, enjoying the art, and like it's pretty awesome. So pick that up if you can. Try to like, I don't know, order it online or something if you want to get like, the physical copy, or you get a Comixology. But I went to my comic book shop, which is Fat Collectibles. That's the one I shop in, the one in La Habra. And they sold out. I should have called earlier and told them to hold one for me. But luckily I found another comic book shop that is willing to hold one copy for me that they had. And they only had 3 copies left. So, whew. So I have my copy. I just have to pick it up the next day. And thank you, Undercity Comics and Whittier, for holding that for me. And I'm excited to pick up that copy because, Kevin Smith. Oh, and the art is done by Pernell Oram. Pretty awesome, dude. Also, I've read Boom Studios' Go Go Power Rangers number 17, Ryan Parrott and Eleonora Carlini. Whew. But it was really interesting because you pretty much it tells you the past of Rita when she was born. And who's there? Spoiler alert. So if you don't want to hear this, fast forward a couple seconds or so. Zordon's part of it, like her past. So it's pretty crazy, this comic book. Go pick it up. I don't want to spoil any more, but let me get, your little eyes into it, or your little foot in the door and whatnot, and go pick it up. It's Go Go Power Rangers number 17 by Boom Studios. My next one, this one has come out like a couple weeks ago, but it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 1. Jordi Belair and Dan Mora. It's pretty awesome because you follow Buffy and she's like pretty much like the loner of the school. She's working her own job, but she also has to kill these damn beasts and monsters and vampires. So she runs into like two characters from this story. I forgot their names. I should have wrote them down, but I'm pretty sure you guys already picked it up and whatnot. But anyways, it's pretty awesome. I grew up watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but not as consistent and whatnot. But I should rewatch it again because that was pretty dope series. But anyways, Buffy, she's like, she's a loner. She works, she goes to school, she kills vampires, demons, and whatnot. And she helps save these two guys. It's the one with the short red hair, and I forgot the other guy's name. Anyways, but she saves them, and they realize she goes to the same school as them, and they want to be friends. So she's like, "Oh my god, I never had friends before," and yet her mentor is kind of mad at her. She's like, "Dude, don't spoil your, don't like ruin your identity, and let these people know that you are a vampire slayer and whatnot." So she's like, "Dude, can I just have friends? Like, come on. It's like I'm working hard for you. I'm doing all this stuff. I had to save these people. You don't just want me to let my peers die right in front of me and not do nothing. I'm supposed to protect people, and so they get into it a bit, but she's enjoying her company as to having real friends. So that was Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 1. Go ahead and pick that up. And I also picked up a couple comics today on New Comic Book Day. And I haven't read them yet, but I'm pretty excited because there's this Dynamite number 1, and it's written by Scott Duvall and Vincenzo Federici. Ugh, those Italian names. But anyways, Army of Darkness and Bubba Hotep. I'm pretty excited to read this, so I'll be posting on Instagram what I thought about that, so go ahead and stay tuned on that. I've also picked up Marvel Tales featuring Black Widow. This is a number 1 from Marvel, and this is pretty dope because the movie is going to be coming out soon, and if you want to catch up on your history on Black Widow, there is some fan favorite stories of Black Widow that you could check out. The comic book's $7.99, but it's well worth it, and it's a pretty thick issue. You're going to have Mystic Comics number 4, Tales of Suspense 52, Amazing Spider-Man 86, Amazing Adventures number 1, Marvel Fanfare number 10, Red Widow First Strike. And it's pretty awesome. You're going to have a lot of classics in here of your people's favorite Black Widow stories. So go ahead and pick that up if you want to know more about Black Widow. If you're just getting into this character, or you're pretty much new to the comic book world, because I know a lot of people are want to know more from what they watch in these movies, and they're like, oh, where should I pick up? Well, if you want to know more, go ahead and pick this up. This is pretty good for all of you who want to know more about this amazing character. I also picked up the Uncanny 3D X-Men with 3D glasses. I'm pretty excited for that, so this is what I'm going to be reading later tonight, and it's 3D glasses, bringing me back to childhood days. I remember a long time ago when TV shows used to have 3D specials, so you had to go either your 7-Eleven or Blockbuster and go pick up these special glasses, and because what you have to do is they do like little bundles at like video stores, like, oh, pick up this popcorn bundle with soda and candy and you'll get these 3D glasses and you can watch your 3D TV show special episode and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. So this is bringing back to childhood and I'm really excited. They need to bring back some more 3D things, you know? It's pretty fun. I mean, yeah, you get the movies and whatnot, but like comic books in 3D, that's pretty sick. I mean, right now, I know like we're pretty much going into like virtual reality like comic. And like, you know, like the Black Eyed Peas comic, theirs is you get an app, hover your phone over it, and like the stories literally come to life, and you have these actors doing these voices and whatnot. And there's movements, there's spells, there's smoke coming out of this comic. It's pretty awesome. But I do enjoy some original 3D comic books with 3D glasses. Gotta love those classics. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and tune in next week and let's see what else I'm going to talk about. You can also find me, let's see, at Instagram, Comic Realm _W Tiffany, Tiffani. You can also find me on Twitter, Fallon J13, Fallonj 13. You can also find me on my website, www.comicrealm.net, and also all about entnetwork.com. That's the network I also work on, so go ahead and check them out, because Hunt for the Paranormal is back, and you guys got your favorite hosts, which is Jose, Mike, and Chris. So go ahead and check them out, support them. It's an all-new network. We're going to have a bunch of full ideas, different segments and whatnot, and we're giving you on the goods, you know? So check that out, I'll see you guys later. Oh, plus, I'm going to be at WonderCon and San Diego Comic-Con this year. I have got approved. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Let me know. Because I'm thinking what I'm going to do at WonderCon, if you find me, I'll give you a free pin. That's what I'm going to do. And WonderCon's next month. I'm pretty excited. Overwhelmed and excited. But, you know me. So hopefully enjoy this episode. And I'll see you all like next time. See you later.